Hey guys, welcome to my channel today. Thank you so much for stopping by. In this video, I'll be cutting and sewing this blouse, this top that you can see on your screen. So all you need is your basic bodice pattern, which is what I have on my work table. So I just have my basic measurements on the pattern paper: distance from my shoulder to my chest line, distance from my shoulder to my bust line, distance from my shoulder to my waistline, and distance from my shoulder to my hip line. That is exactly what I have on the pattern paper. Okay, so you can extend the hip line by about 4 inches, but it really does not matter. Just have your hip line there. So this pattern paper does not have the stitching allowance, so I just placed my measurements: bust measurement on the bust line, waist measurement on the waistline, and hip measurement on the hip line. So now I'll be adding allowance. First of all, I'll mark out the waistline on the fabric, as you can see, to make it more visible. So I'm going to be adding my stitching allowance on the side, which is about 1.5 inches. On the shoulder area, I added half an inch. So now I'm going to connect, as you can see me doing now, all the way to the base. So you are going to take the length of the blouse, how long you want it to be. Okay, so the length of this blouse is about 58 inches. So after tracing out what I have on the pattern paper and adding my stitching allowance of 1.5 inches, I went ahead to remove the pattern paper. So this is the front, so your fabric should be on fold. Okay, so from that hip line, you're going to slant it all the way so it has an A shape on the base. Okay, so after taking the length of my blouse, I'm going to go ahead and cut from the armhole area, as you can see me doing. Okay, so this blouse does not need a dart. Okay, so after cutting, this is what I have. So I'll cut off the excess fabric on the base because I'll not be needing that. Now we're going to cut out the back. So I placed the front fabric on another fabric folded into two, and I added 1.5 inches here, 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance at the back. Okay, so this is going to be the difference. So what I'll do now is to trace the side, as you can see me doing. Every other thing is going to be the same. Trace out the shoulder slope and all of that. So after doing that, I will take out the back from the front. So but before you do that, make sure you notch your zipper allowance. So you can do any type of neckline that you want for this blouse, but the neckline I want to do for this blouse is an asymmetric neckline. So what I'll do is to come in by 4.5 inches or 5 inches from one end of the shoulder. So it depends on how wide you want this side to be. On the other side, I'll be taking 3 inches or 3.5 inches. I'll do 3.5 inches, so I'll come in by 3.5 inches. Now I'm going to go down by the depth of the symmetric neckline. I want it to be about 6.5 inches, which is what I'm marking. So I'm going to connect all of these dots into a square, as you can see. Okay, so I'll connect. After doing that, I'm going to figure out where I want the symmetric neckline to be, and I'll just place my ruler and slant like this. You can slant it, you can make it into a curve, you can make it deeper. You can do a round neckline. This is the neckline my client requested for. Okay, but the one on the thumbnail is a round neckline. So after doing that, I'm going to cut out a facing for it. So I'm placing the neckline on another piece of fabric, and I'll just trace out everything that I have, as you can see me doing. Okay, so it will give it a neat finishing. So after cutting this, what I have, I'll head over to my sewing machine to just stitch in place. So for the back, I'm also going to mark the shoulder slope. Okay, I'll mark the shoulder slope. I've not splitted the back into two yet, so I'm going to take 3.5 inches on this end and take 4.5 inches on the other end. So mind you, I'm doing all of this on the wrong side of the fabric. So you're going to, we did 3.5 inches on my left hand side earlier, so now you switch that to the right hand side so that both sides is going to match, as you can see me doing. So that is if you are doing my type of neckline. Okay, so now that I've done that, I went ahead to go down by 1.5 inches, which is going to be the width of the neckline, and then I went ahead to cut it out. Okay, so after doing that, I will notch the zipper allowance again. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. I'll notch it again, and then I'm going to fold my fabric back into two. Okay, because we have to split it for the zipper. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and outline the waist area. Okay, this is the waist area. I'm going to go in by half an inch to contour the zipper area. I'll connect upward like this, and I'll connect downward. After doing that, I'll go ahead and cut. Okay, so then you are going to open up the zipper area. So since we've already cut out the facing, you can go ahead and sew the neckline in place. So to cut out the sleeves, I folded my fabric into four. I want to cut both the front and the back. So you are going to take out the length for your sleeves. On this end of the sleeves that has opening, I went down by 5 inches. Next thing I'll do is to connect from the center of the sleeves in a slant to meet that 5 inches. After doing that, I'll divide the line into two and I'll create like a C and a D. On the upper part, I'll create a D. On the lower part, I'll create a C, as you can see. Okay, to meet the side, then measure all the way around to make sure it fits into the armhole area of your blouse. After doing that, I'll take my round sleeves circumference divided by 2. I'll add 2 inches, and on the base I'll take my round sleeves, that's the lower part of my sleeves, divided by 2, and then I'll add 1 inch for joining allowance. After doing that, I'll go ahead and cut, and I'll notch the center of the sleeve. So go ahead and sew everything in place. Okay, so I've gone ahead to do that. I've sewn the sleeves, I piped the neckline using my facing, I sewed the sleeves in place, and I fixed my zipper to the back. So this is what I have. Go ahead and do all of that, and then close the sides of your dress. Okay, use your measurement to sew to close the side of your dress. Okay, so after doing that, what we'll do now is to get the slant on the one side of the dress. So to do that, you pick the side that you want the slant to be, and then you're going to go down by how short you want that part to be. For me, I took 17.5 inches because I don't want that side to be too short. Okay, plus I'm going to hem it all the way around again. So from that 17 inches, you are going to slant to one side, as you can see me doing. Okay, so there is no measurement for this. All you have to do is to slant, but when slanting, bear in mind that you will need allowance to also hem it back. Either you are hemming it or you are using hemming gum to fold it. Okay, so after creating the first slant, I decided to also go in more on this end. So once you're satisfied with what you have, you're just going to cut, as you can see me doing. Okay, so after cutting, you head over to your sewing machine to hem. So I actually did a video of the bow, how I created my bow and attached it, but I lost the clip. So these are all the clips that I have for this tutorial. If you actually want to learn how to create the bow, you can search on YouTube. I believe there are videos here that will help you to create your own bow. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please don't forget to like this video, leave your questions in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.